All right. Hello, hello, hello. It is Saturday night. We're back for yet another stream. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday and a great weekend so far. Good to be back. We're going to do something a little bit different today on the stream, at least for the first part. I've got number 4, final one of my EAV submachines to be disassembled. What's that? That's not part of that kit. Disassembled and paint prepped today. So, a little bit of sanding, going to wash these parts off, get them onto sticks, trying to continue on that theme of trying to wrap up more projects than I start, and trying to get some momentum on that, and then back to Delonza Sol after that if we still have time. I'm not sure. This might not take the whole stream, but we'll see where that goes. But anyway, hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to jump into the chat, say hello, and all that good stuff. Before I do a couple quick things. Number 1, if you enjoy the streams, please do hit that like button. It helps more people see the stream. And I think helping to add to this wonderful community we have going on here is definitely not a bad thing. And then, what is number 2? Number 2, we're giving away an HG Gundam X tonight, so stay tuned for details on that. And yeah, I think that's it. If I'm missing anything else, it'll come to me, I guess. Let's see. What's up, Dylan Dull, Wolfpack, Miguel, what's up? Lord Kronos, MZ, Realtime 88, John Ventura, Butterknuckles 2, Igrim 757, what's up? Matthew Mahoney, Solid Monkey, Go Zero. Good evening, everyone. I'm camping with one bar to listen to the stream, so don't know how well this will work. Well, that's some dedication right there. I don't think I would be trying. Heathcliff, what's up? Rob Sadler, Rodrigo, what's up? Adam Champo, what's going on? Rotten Baker, how are you? Michael, what's up? Studio AU, it's a Gundam. Wilkie, Bone Daddy, Sigma Simp, what's up? Christmas. We need more people for chaos. Smickles, what's going on? I think that's everybody. So it's everybody up to... I feel like my work surface cam is darker than it needs to be. Let's see if I tune that up one, if that is too much. I think that works. That's still good. Probably go brighter actually, but you guys tell me if it should be brighter or not. Robert Salo, what's up? Adam, Kid Robot, what's going on? Julius, a lot of people mentioning their coins. I did do the assignments for the Discord challenge coins, all the numbers and invoicing today. That ate a very significant part of my day-to-day. Very significant part. Not a minor task at all. So start disassembling some stuff here. That's why I normally keep the box around. Okay, let's stash this over here, I guess. Screen is kind of dark. Okay, let me try one more time. One of these days, maybe today is that day, I'll write down what my settings are, because it seems like that brightness setting likes to revert. So it's -6. Let me jot that down. Okay. So, yeah, got the coins invoiced. So that's exciting. We'll be forwarding our order, requoting for the exact quantity with our manufacturer for those, and then getting those in the work shortly. So if you did order a coin, you got that invoice, please do pay it as soon as you can, just so we can get that ball rolling. Got some 40k minis today. Buying squad packs that cost average up to $4 to $5 mini, which is actually pretty normal for minis. Yeah, I mean, it's normal now. I remember when I played Warhammer 40k, a box of like tactical Space Marines or whatever was like $25 or something when they first started, I think. And I thought that was expensive then, but by comparison, it's actually not that bad. Very excited to see a coin invoice today. Looking forward to when they come in. Appreciate the extra work to do such an awesome piece of merch. Thanks, Dylan. How's everything going? Everything good here today. I tried making canvas style posters of some of my Gundam boxes for mostly. That's cool. What makes them a canvas style, like wrapped around like a canvas type shape? Or is it something else? It's really cool doing the coin invoices though, because everybody, like, it's tedious, it's a lot of work, but we ask people to include pictures of their, at least the previous year's coin, if they're requesting the same number again, and a bunch of people included pictures of all their coins. And so got to see some sets that were, you know, matching numbers all the way from 2020 to now, which is really kind of cool to see that there's some people still running with it. Curious how many complete matching sets there are out there. Coin designs here are so cool. So it is a really cool design. Nickel did a great job as usual on the design. Never gonna find that piece. I'm only missing the first coin. I'm really the one thing I am kind of sad about. We tried last year to do a limited run of essentially remakes, like a 5-year anniversary set, the first 5 coins in a different finish, and there just wasn't enough interest to make it happen. That said, it was an expensive proposition because more limited run means increased cost per coin and all that, so I kind of understand, but I was looking forward to doing that. I'm missing the first 2 coins, but I bought coins of the years I've been following and ordering for Mecha Warehouse. It's cool. This is really an annoying part to try to separate here. I wish I could find, I have a display parts separator and I just don't know where I put it. I feel like for something like this it actually might come in handy, but I thought of it right before the stream and then didn't go look for it because I didn't have time. Super fun to bring out some of the coins for coin flips and the TG games. Nice. I'm trying to think where I would have left that tool. There we go. Maybe it won't work. This might be too big. Dusty as hell down on that bottom shelf over there. It's a frameless poster that has at least 2-inch depth on the sidewalls. You make by folding the flaps of the flat box, tape everything together in the back to the front, and the side look clean. We'll just post the manager position for the new shop. They're opening. My interview is probably Monday. Cool. Good luck with your interview. Here we go. It did help. Took a break from modeling because I went way too hard in the Final Fantasy. MTG. Somebody is here. Who's somebody? What's up, Blasphemy Builds? I hate separating parts sometimes. I feel like I'm beating this thing up. There we go. Jeez, that was a challenge. I'd say the whole coin thing probably occupied like 70-80% of my day, I think. It's kind of nuts. Well, the money goes much farther with Complo than MTG. There's two different sides of the hobby addiction game. This is the song from, was it Lost Souls, I think is the name of the band. Boosters or Plastic Crack. I feel like that resonates with a lot of you guys. Friend called the Japanese Shitola. I don't recall these being this difficult. I'm not addicted, I just keep making things I want. If it wasn't for these knee joints, I think I'd be done. The whole project. Fiction implies that's the problem. You're merely a collector. It's a way to look at it, I guess. That's what I tell myself. There we go. Jeez. Okay, almost there. Otherwise, it's not holding if it's collectible. Other than that stuff, what have you guys been up to? Anybody working on anything good tonight? Alright, that. And this will be an interesting one on how to prep and paint. I guess. Just 3 pieces. Like those 6 gold-plated Pokemon cards from the 90s. In-air lighting kit 2.0. Issue red gun, very tiny. Thunderbolt, I mean. Good evening, Nick. Hope all is well. Blessings to you and your fam. Thanks, Phoenix Soldier. Hope you're doing well. We're going to need a straight full weapon for PB. It's an awesome kit. Sword Calamity. Heavy arms. Nice. Which one? Working on a kit bash for the paint on plastic Mach K competition. Nice. An HG in the O2 RF01 Messer Scene. Cool. Alright. I don't remember which parts or which colors because I think I want to break these up by color. So these are joint parts. In fact, I might want to grab. How about this one? It's number 1. Use that for color separation here. HG1, nice. We're going to see about, okay, back to work on my Hurricane Assault Revenger prototype. Second HG Zaku 2 Black Tri-Stars kit for the set, adding some metal shoulder spikes with LP metal parts, cool. Special Forces Sentinels next, very nice molds. I'm in a fair with my dad for tractor pulls and fireworks. That sounds like fun. Guess is it mainly just two? Guess it's two colors to start. Does that make sense? Okay, so why don't I do what will be gray first? Get him out of the way. Sounds fun. It's always good to get out of the house and do something, you know? Especially with family and the like. I'm hoping to do a hike tomorrow, actually. Most of these shouldn't require much in the way of touching up. I think scrubbing will be the bigger piece here for the most part. Anybody have any good plans for the summer? Any good vacations coming up or cool summer projects? Kits or otherwise. I'm really looking forward to a vacation later this summer. I probably don't even necessarily need to paint. If you are interested, or have you considered building a 30-minute fantasy kits on stream? I'm curious about them. I'm kind of interested. I don't have any that I've grabbed as of yet, but I've seen a few that have sparked some ideas. So it's just a matter of when the desire to try to execute on those ideas exceeds my desire to not grow the backlog. I guess if I bring it straight from the warehouse to the bench, it doesn't necessarily grow the backlog, but there's just so many projects, so many kits, so many things to do. I feel like even without the kits, I got more than enough on my plate. Nephew might be coming up in August, that's cool. Coming from far. It's a little time. Exactly. I feel like days like today, the warehouse stuff with doing the coins kind of sucked in a lot of my time for today, but a lot of my weekends, I'm trying to set aside time to enjoy with the family. Like we want to go on a hike, try and do things like that, even though my to-do list of things that I need to or should do is huge. But it leads to this list feeling like it's never going to end, I'm never going to get there. Which I think is mostly just part of life, but doesn't feel good regardless, Oklahoma to Ohio, about 700 miles, that's decent. If you had to start a fire with steel wool and a 9-volt battery for science. Whoops, lost track of time for once. Evening Builders, what's up, Maverick Entity? Welcome. Feeling time is also very important. Enjoy while you can. Exactly. Hi everyone, what's up? Nurko Shark. Gonna base Pop Tour is about it. Maybe go to Universal in August for fiance's birthday. That's cool. Florida or California, or there's some other ones too, aren't there? As time went on, we all kind of went our own way. Sure. Yeah, my kids aren't gonna want to have anything to do with me forever, so Florida, nice. I like Universal Florida. I feel like in a year or two I need to go back to another Orlando trip. Probably skip Disney this time though. Although I don't know, I think my daughter might be the Disney person of all my kids. I feel like my sons could take it or leave it, but my daughter is already kind of obsessed. I feel like I'm gonna get to my pre-planned vacation. It takes place during my training for my job though, and the first time cruise planned for December. That's cool. Well, yeah, good luck making that all work. Speaking of new jobs and such, I'm hoping everything lines up so I can start my my new day job soon. I'm supposed to finish up this project before I transition to the new job, and hoping I can make it happen soon. Someone's going to Disney and going to splash pads at Epcot. I think about going to New York in August with my family. Nothing is set in stone yet. It's cool. Like the city or just New York State somewhere? I think New York's a pretty big place. Gotta hit up some anime stores and the Nintendo store. Nice. City. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, speaking of Disney, we went to Disney a few years back. This was like a year before COVID, I think. And I feel like our days in Disney were wasted compared to our Universal and SeaWorld days. I wish we could, in retrospect, I wish I had spent that time at any of those parks instead. Evening, sir. Hope your evening as well. I looked a little shorts on YouTube showing your kids. Thanks. I'll tell you some knocked. And portion mostly. It's cool. Been having fun playing with those. I'm glad I have kind of a space that I can do that kind of stuff now. The attic studio here is kind of working out pretty well for stuff like that. I actually want to mount. I've got two big studio lights from the warehouse that are now residing here. One's been living on a stand for the last, I don't know, 4 months or something. So I can basically just switch it on to light the table over here. You can probably see the back corner of the table right over there. But it basically points right at it. That's what I use when I film those shorts and reels and stuff. And actually it's pretty much perfectly set up for filming like in the chair. Not that I've done a ton of that since coming home. But I want to mount that stuff to the ceiling. I think I've got an idea on how to do that using, is it Easy Strut or Super Strut, I think. Super Strut and conduit, 1.25" conduit, I think. And then you can get, I think they're quick clamps or something that will clamp onto that and give you the light posts, whatever you call them, pegs, something like that maybe. Somebody's film lighting, photography, whatever expert and wants to set me straight, go right ahead. Um, but I think I can set that up, and that'll A, get the stands off the floor, and B, let me configure things in a way that will, I think, be a little bit more useful. And maybe even use one of them to light my my spray booth. Give me some extra light over there. Should also be cool. Actually, it's called JK. I've seen stuff about what junior and what's the other, baby pegs, junior pegs, something like that. I don't know. I'm not a grip. I'm not an expert on any of that stuff, but I have an idea of what I need. I just need to go look up the details. Redlining is definitely the way to go. Clears the workspace. Yeah, absolutely. As it is right now, this light stand is just one more thing to trip on. Like, it's not necessarily a super busy space up here. I'm pretty much the only one up here regularly, except when the kids come and join me for like hobby time or something. So I get by, but not having another thing on the floor to trip on would be good. And then I can hopefully run the lights up above too, or the wires for the lights rather. And get the cabling out of the way too, which should make everything just neater and easier. That seems like a good thing. You know? Alright. So, we should do the first draw of the night here. Let's see. Alright, let's do a number from 10 to 750, and we'll go with a different question today. Do you create any building-related content? That could be as simple as posting on Facebook or Instagram or something like that, even just sharing in groups, or, video or something else, or not. Do you keep your building entirely to yourself or only share it in person? 10 to 750, do you generate any building related content? A lot of no's. Posting on TikTok, that's cool. Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to US addresses. You must be present to win, and your answer to the question and the number have been the same comment for your valid entry. 10 to 750, and do you generate any building related content? I hope to. It's cool. Share your groups on Discord, that's cool. Discord I think counts. Submissions to Mecha Warehouse, that's cool. Yeah, I see your builds. You got some nice stuff you've been sharing. Yeah, sharing on Facebook groups, that's cool. I feel like it could be nice to share your stuff with other people, especially if you don't have a local community to build with and share with. Gives you a little bit of feedback if you're going for, trying to make really nice builds or whatever, competitive stuff, custom stuff, whatever. And just feeling like you belong to a group is always nice. Show it off at work, that's cool. For myself, I like to share in some groups, participate in some contests found online, that's nice. is still tight and bothering me. I tried to foam roll it earlier. I've been going to a chiropractor now for a little over a week. Trying to get that all sorted out. It just doesn't seem to want to just fully relax and get comfortable. It's been like that for, I feel like, months. It's starting to get really, really annoying. Cycle Mark II is a pretty cool build so far. That's cool. You said so far, so I imagine you're still working on it right now. How far through it are you? This is probably one of the more boring projects I've done on stream. I don't know, what do you guys think? I know seeing a kit come together is pretty cool, or water slides can be cool if you're into that. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't do stuff like this on the stream, and I should save this for alone time or something. So upper half nearly done, still the lower half. Second Mark II is also my build list, cool. Probably space them out. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. I feel like I'm erring a little bit more on the side of just trying to get stuff done that I've been sitting on. But I think once I've done this, once I've done this, I don't have a ton. Maybe I got a couple. Actually, I have a couple kits to probably panel line, maybe. Pick up Psycho Mark II. I've heard people saying good things about it. Eyes are 95% of my own build. Don't worry, this isn't boring stuff for you to work on for people like me. Just keep the conversation going, it's all good. Yeah, that can be difficult too. Being an introvert does not make this easier. That's for sure. I'm gonna call time in about a minute maybe. Anyone else here? Also posted in Jacob Full's Discord for the Mecha Monday showcase on Twitch. Haven't even heard of Jacob Full, so not Jacobo, Jackbo? Jackbo Fulls? Am I pronouncing that right? Right, so some of my gray stuff. Let's call time. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Jacob Full. Okay, so my brain tried to put it back together the way it's supposed to be. I'm calling time. So not the assistant and Count of Monte Cristo. Here we go. 10 to, what number did I say? What was the upper range? 750. Here we go. 750. 584. I don't see a 584. I'll let you guys confirm, and if that's the case, we will draw again in a bit. Hey, WebC Official, what's up? No winners, okay. Excuse me. We will wait and draw again in a little bit. What number came up? 584, I think I said. Just checking in with y'all. That's cool. Sir, how's supply been with restock? As any getting kits, wanted kits, or just kits randomly? No, I mean, we're doing pretty good. For the most part, supply chain stuff has been pretty good. One of our distributors has been cutting back on what they're sending us a little bit, so we're getting smaller quantities and some newer release stuff. But we're typically able to grab that from one of our other distributors pretty soon after. So it's not, it hasn't really been too bad. Supply side, I feel like, is in a good state right now. A little late, my neighbor gave me a huge bin of Legos, and I've been digging through all the pieces for the minifix. That's cool. So just sanding the inner frame of the MG full armor of Rakak. Gonna paint it chrome. You're gonna paint the frame chrome. That's cool. Okay, does it hurt your bottom line, or has there been no flux in income? I'd say supply stuff probably isn't hurting us too bad. I suppose there are times when we could have more of a fresh new release and sell a little bit more of them, but I don't think that is as much affecting things. I feel like right now the summer being a slower time of the year for hobby stuff in general is not great for us, and I would say that the uncertainty and financial situation with the tariffs is still negatively affecting things. I saw a headline today that the Prime Day is down like 41%. I'd say over, but I guess it's under last year with Amazon or something like that, which is pretty dismal. So I think just in general, it's a tough time to be running any sort of business, any sort of consumer business anyway. So I even had to extend Prime Day to 4 days each. Question, speaking of chrome, does anyone spray a gloss clear coat over the chrome to help with the shine and seal the paint? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever really attempted a chrome. Then I was going to splash some clear blue on the cycle plate to give it a two-tone look. It's green already, so that blue should also add some depth. I'm going to do a metallic green on the white. Cool. Blue sales kind of suck this year. I feel like they typically do. You know, I feel like the comments on that article I saw were mostly like, yeah, everything on Amazon Prime for Prime Day is marked up to be then marked down to normal price to be called a sale, which I feel like is how a lot of people perceive it, at least, because I think a bunch of sellers do that on Prime Day. Okay, we have a business, sir. Well, thank you. Add to system. Has two options for clear coat over the chrome. Clear coating over chrome paint usually dulls the shine a little bit. It's a trade-off between durability and luster. Cancel my subscription at the new Gundam season. They're over. most import or most items priced are just served to advertise a constant sale price. True. MGDO still coming in this month. We won't know what's coming until it's coming, really. So I have no idea when it's arriving until we get the notice that it's arrived or it's shipping from our distributor. Experienced the last time I attempted to spray clear with the Chrome. Should be an RG send you when I ordered MG Wing EW. Well, ordering anything Gunpla on Amazon is definitely not a great idea, in my opinion. You got lots of bad things going there. Robert, the song is We Know Where You Live by Conniption. When we started at the very beginning, I tried to use Amazon as a fulfillment service. And after probably the second time they shipped a kit in a pouch is when I decided to take all that in-house. Literally in my house at the time. Amazon sees original packaging is just another shipping box. Not always necessarily, but there's no way to fix it because they're so big that it's not like they just go walk down and talk to the guy who packs that stuff. It's probably a different person on every single kit they ship. Next week, my local game store is going to have a party for the gun on TCG. That's cool. I have 2 booster boxes of Gundam TCG on pre-order, but I still need to learn the game. Oops, the official suite. I'm looking forward to the booster release coming up and seeing what draft looks like. Wonder which TCG cards are going to be extremely rare in a few years. I don't know, I feel like it's just as fair to wonder if the game is going to exist in a few years. How many new TCG type games survive far past launch? I know I've back in the day kind of bought into or started with at least 1 or 2 that never like lasted, I don't think. Not many. Recently, it's just Flesh and Blood. Recently, it just has been Flesh and Blood and Lorcana. Did those start and fail? I think I remember Flesh and Blood coming out. I remember people talking about it. Did that not go anywhere? Because there was a period where Wizards of the Coast was going to take Magic completely online or something, weren't they? Like, physical cards were not going to exist anymore or something. Stays unique content creators are popular TCG games up. People still play Flesh and Blood and Lorcana. Or are they just the most recent new ones? I wonder if this cleanup project's gonna last past today. Sanding's taking longer than I thought. I still gotta scrub these down. Although I guess washing will be pretty easy. The Gathering's a weird space. They want Arena to be online equivalent to paper, but now it looks like the new Spider-Man set will not be on Arena. It'd be on Arena, but without the Marvel names and art. Digital rights is the cause, I heard. I feel like I lost respect for Magic the Gathering. Not that I play it, so my opinion doesn't matter, but when they started bringing in all these different franchises and stuff, that's because who bought Magic? I see. I still play Magic the Gathering, but it's gotten real dumb with IP. You can look past it, it's still a great game. That's all it is now, and they only have a single in-universe reaction Magic the Gathering setting set a year now. Is it possible to play like with modern cards in whatever that setting was, right? There was kind of a world that there was some world building I feel like going on there. Is this the right size still in here? It is. Magic has become the Fortnite of TCG. It's less MTG world building when everything is a crossover. That's what I mean. Like I kind of would rather. I would consider going back to play, but I really don't want to play what it seems to have become. Same with me when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're talking about playing reprints, they're in the standard rotation, yes. Well, I mean, like, is there a set? Like, is there a way to play and say, oh, we're just going to play, like, the classic set or something? Is there, like, a rule set or whatever that supports that? And the Tribute Infusion, Summon Duelist. Yeah, keep up with the new stuff. Yeah, I don't get Yugi anymore at all. I played the first assassin, that was it. Modern Legacy format or home rules with the homies. Magic Gathering has quite a few formats that are support older cards. Modern Commander, the most popular. Well, support older cards versus be purely the older cards, like, or not even older cards, but purely like in original universe, right? Like that's. I feel like if I play, that's how I want to play. Honestly, Commander and Pauper, all common cards only, are some of the most fun. It's basically how I used to play back in the day, because I had a friend of mine that was a hardcore player. I was like a kid, and he was, you know, grown-ass dude, that he just gave me like a whole deck box full of extra commons that he had like duplicates of or whatever. My brothers and I would build decks out of that box. All right, let's figure out the next draw here. All right, second draw of the night. Let's do a number from 10 to 300. And for the question, I'm curious what you consider yourself. Are you an all-the-time builder? Are you perhaps a seasonal builder? You build maybe in the winter but don't in the summer or something like that? Or are you just a sporadic builder? You get into moods, you build a bunch of stuff, and then you don't for a while. So what kind of builder are you? Consistent or all the time? Seasonal, sporadic? Number from 10 to 300. Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. You only ship to US addresses. You must be present to win. And answer the question and the number have to be in the same comment for to be valid entry. 10 to 300. And what kind of builder are you? Mood builder. When the mood is full. Kidding. Build all the time. Build when I have time. When I can. So sporadic, I suppose. Mood sporadic all the time. Erratic. Every weekend more if I can. Build when I can afford to. Periodically time, which isn't often these days. I resemble that remark. Backlog don't cringe when I build. When I have free time. What is this free time that you speak of? There's too many hobbies that I rotate between. I hear that. I was talking to somebody at the day job the other day. And he said something about how he thinks he's going to go nuts when he retires. Because he doesn't have, enough to keep him busy or something. And I kind of lost it. I feel like I've got a backlog of hobbies to start. Lifetime, 4 lifetimes of new hobbies to start. Except building Gundam with Mach K, lost the space out of sci-fi kits. It sounds like a lot of people are just kind of at random, and they might not notice if there's a seasonal trend to it. At the same talk with my dad, and he is retiring. Yeah, I'm not gonna have that problem, I think. So long as I can retire before my body's completely given out. I'm gonna live for 500 years because I need all the time for my hobbies, right? I need a few more lifetimes to engage in the other hobbies I want to engage in. I feel like I'm down from where I was at, technically speaking, if you consider like jiu-jitsu a hobby, because I haven't trained jiu-jitsu in closing in on a year, I think, in the fall. Which does not make me happy. I need to start doing more decals and top coat kits. I know I'm not going to paint. Oh. I feel like I've got two building lives personally, because I've got the stream, and based on the stream I'm a consistent builder, but outside the stream I'm very sporadic. There's a lot of times where I tell myself I'm going to work on something this week, usually spraying something, painting something, whatever, and then it doesn't happen because too much life. Too much stuff to get in the way. Lived 5 times as long, could change careers multiple times in a lifetime. I mean, you could change careers multiple times in a lifetime anyway, right? You don't have to stay in one career your whole life if you don't want to. You might not even be able to, depending on what you do. With some of this AI stuff, especially. We were having this whole conversation because we watched Avengers Age of Ultron tonight, and the whole topic of AI misinterpreting what you want and destroying the world kind of came up. And just how it kind of changes everything in the same way that the internet and smartphones kind of both changed everything when they became a thing. Child had all the time and none of the means. Now as an adult I had the means but none of the time. The painting, I got like 5 things that need to be painted. I wish I could say I only had 5 things that need to be painted. If you count all the kits that are snap built that I want to paint on my work in progress list, it's huge. That's another one I might bring out. I've got at least one or two kits I want to try scribing and plot plating, and I might play with that on stream. Blue card might be the only safe field from AI. It could be. I don't know, I feel like there's certain things, like, so for example, software engineering, certain parts of software engineering probably are in trouble at the moment, because if you're a bad coder, you can be replaced by an AI that codes poorly, right? But if you're in, say, the medical or defense industries, I feel like it's going to be a lot longer before an AI is good enough to be trusted to write code that either is critical for national defense or for something safety critical. There's going to be humans involved, even if they're aided by AI systems. But if you're a crappy app programmer that just slings some crappy code together and builds a crappy app real quick, you should look for a career change. Myself, I should play games by emulator and whatnot, and then go back to just playing the same thing again. Build wise, I've slowed down and done no MG in over a year because I have no display space for them. That's rough. Or how close we are to Skynet. Yeah, I wonder. When I start thinking about it, I start thinking about what tools I might need to fight a robot uprising. Health insurance, my company has rolled out a new AI program that I believe will replace a lot of jobs in a couple of years. What does it do? Is it quoting people, or is it doing like the, what do you call it? I don't want to say assessment, but like claim stuff, I guess, or something else. I feel like some of the quant stuff that happens in insurance, actuaries type stuff, I could see going to an AI, because they might actually do a better job than humans could. Set up my order history after paying for the coin. I realized that I bought my first kit from you in August 2022. A bit of time has passed since then, I guess. Crazy few years. Remember to thank your Alexa, everyone. Yeah, there's a reason I'm not looking too strongly into desk work. Need AI to replace CEOs. Could save economy hundreds of billions. I don't know. I feel like that's going to be the last thing to get replaced, though. I feel like if you're far enough in your career to move into a management position, you know, become a software manager or something, you might have some security, although there might be more competition for those jobs if people can't get coding jobs. Handling claims, but also customer service stuff. The idea is to have the AI handle all the base level customer service. There's certain things that AI can handle pretty well in customer service, I'd imagine, right? Like, hey, I need to change my address, or when's this going to ship? Those kind of questions you probably could save some energy on. Having an AI do it instead of a person, but I feel like there's also certain things that an AI just can't handle. People with years upon years of experience in the field are probably safe. Yeah, it wouldn't be, if I were, like, it's going to be interesting what I recommend to my oldest when he starts thinking about college and career path. I probably would tell him to consider an alternative to software engineering if he wanted to do that. I don't think he wants to be a software engineer necessarily, but I don't know if, 5 years from now is going to be a great time to start a software engineering career. Yeah, I can't handle drawing fingers and hands. It's gotten a lot better, though. I feel like that's an outdated impression. The company right now releasing an AI has good controls and oversight on it. Most of AIs are rough, especially LLMs. It's cool. Give him the warehouse. The warehouse is not gonna pay for his thing. I'm not taking money out of the warehouse right now. We're not in a place. It is not a. It's not a great financial thing right now. All right, time is called. 10 to 300. Let's draw a number here. Was it an AI bot that had moving boxes that just turned itself off? $10 to 300. 254. Then it's a few bots. Excellent. Bear mace the workers. What? That seems like a problem. Ooh, I think we have a winner on the second draw. It's been a little while since we've had a second draw winner. Rodrigo Martin Teresa. Awesome. Congratulations. You can send an email to support@mechawarehouse.com and we'll get that sent out this week. She put the number for me. Well, guess thank your wife. Might have linked to an article about it. Sure. We do have, we still have some of those Hobby Zone backup prizes available, so we can draw for some of those. The next draw. Just did cool. So question is she building that kit or are you? I'll paint it for her most likely after she builds it. It's cool. Team effort. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how all this AI stuff plays out over the next few years. I feel like there's a lot of upsides and a lot of downsides, and which appear first and more significantly is the question. Thanks for the sub, Matt Huntsman. Will AI design model kits become a thing is the question. With 3D printers, that could be really interesting if they can design a really good one. You know, if you could have an AI that would decipher an anime images into a kit that could be 3D printed, so you could have a kit of any of the suits, even the ones that are really obscure. That would be kind of cool, but I wonder how good of a job it would actually do. I feel like at that point you're not far from the robots rising up. We put a lot of stuff in going to be put into a lot of stuff needlessly. Companies are going to lose a lot. Then we'll actually find some handy use for assistance tools. That's my prediction. I mean, that would be ideal, right? Where if it's a force multiplier that lets you get your job done better, easier, whatever, more accurately. You know, that would be potentially a good thing. You know, let you check your work. I feel like there's a few really monotonous, tedious things that I do on a weekly basis that I would love to be able to have an AI do. It doesn't going to base already have a robot that can build model kits. I think it's printing already existing designs though, isn't it? That's where Tequila Gun gets Patron with V-Thin. Geez, almost done sanding all this stuff down and checking for issues. Paint prep is a pain. I don't think AI is really good at management. There's a great article from Inc. about what happens when AI run vending machines. Oh, really? I mean, you think about it, AI is really just, especially large language models, they're basically just copying what's out there for information, and considering most people aren't great at managing either, I can't expect a lot of good training sets for management type stuff. When writing a script for work, I can ask prompts to get like 90% of a script. It saves me so much time just typing the same things out over and over again, just slightly different ways. Sure. I feel like summarizing capacity. I had to look something up the other day, and it was the first time I've ever tried using any of the AI tools in that way, but rather than try to go look it up in a document, I asked and it found it in the document for me, got me the links to the supporting whatever, and gave me the short answer to what I was asking for, and I feel like that saved me a lot of effort. And uses like that I could see being a thing. Make accessible things that you might have written a unique tool to do, but isn't really worth the cost of the engineering to make that tool. Like there's some ordering things I do that I feel like are pretty monotonous, and I could write software to do it, but the return on investment on that time is too long. But if you could train an AI to do it really quickly, it might make sense. I've been having a hard time keeping my eyes open, so I'm off for tonight. See you later, Matthew. Have a great evening. Get some rest. How that goes. I feel like I'm not getting enough sleep these days. I'm actually gonna try out a whatchamacallit, like a snoring mouth guard, I guess, to help me hopefully sleep better at night. I gotta like boil and bite at some point. Get a feel for that. Hoping that helps me get better sleep. AI probably gets noticed by teachers and is only going to increase. I fear a subset of students who only skills to be how to ask AI to write a prompt. Yeah, that could be a problem. I feel like the the prompt writing skill will be useful so long as you have enough critical thinking skills to evaluate whether the AI gave you what you wanted and know how to ask it the right thing, you know. Good at indexing, not so much with understanding and interpreting. AI currently still needs a lot of oversight and updated work, especially if it has hallucinations. CPAP. Nope, not a CPAP. It's like a mandibular something device. I think it's supposed to move the lower jaw slightly in relation to the upper jaw, and it creates space in the back of your throat for air. I guess your tongue kind of can rest in that airway and causes snoring. And if you're snoring like that a lot, that means you're not getting enough oxygen, not sleeping as well as you could or something, supposedly. The one I bought has a 30-day like trial period. You can just return it if you don't like it. So the sleep study CPAP helped me so much. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. My parents both use CPAP machines, and my brother does too, I think, or is about to. How dangerous it'd be to train AI to think like you do to the point where it thinks it is you. I don't know. There's probably some risk there. That is why I need to find the right tools to fight the robots when they rise up, you know? Trust but verify. You know, be polite but always have a plan to kill everyone you meet, or whatever that quote is. Who was that? Was that Patton, or was that someone else? Alright, there's some really nice small ones now. Got a buddy who starts raving about his. It's cool. I figure this is a good first step. General Mathis. That could be. The Mathis got a few other good quotes too. What's important to have several kill switches. Yeah, well, there was some AI research recently that they told the AI that one of the engineers in the project, they gave him access to emails that made it seem like that engineer was having an affair or something like that, and it had some emails that said they were going to shut the AI down and to try to blackmail that engineer somehow. This is all like a test scenario or something, but it's kind of scary. It's really dangerous, especially if the AI knows the marriage is already on rocky waters. It's just dangerous in general that the AI could be trying to figure out that stuff, you know, like I have no idea what would cause the AI to start thinking that way. kind of interesting too if you think about it, because I feel like most of our thought is internal monologue. Like until you can talk, you're kind of limited in your ability to think. And so in some ways, just having the language model kind of gives a machine the ability to think. Everyone, welcome our new AI overlords. Just make sure they know that. It's trying to study humans, trying to figure out responses to various scenarios. Story I heard about an AI target system test that told the AI points for a kill. It got points for a kill. It realized the command could stop it and start the command so you get more points. People who have no internal monologue, I wonder how they'll fare against the AI. Are you asserting that there's some people who can't think? Because those people won't do well against the AI. If you can externally monologue, then you can probably think. But if you if you can't keep it to yourself, that's one thing. But if you can't, oh man, we're going down a slippery slope here. 40. Let's see. This is not where I thought conversation was going to go tonight, but this is kind of an interesting topic. Let's see, so what should the question be? Oh, I know, I got one. So let's do a number from 10 to 120 and answer the question, how important is the ability to pre-order something to you? Would you rather wait for it in stock? Do you have to be able to pre-order it if you really want it, or if you really like the store, or really don't have that option, would you rather wait? So 10 to 120, how important is pre-ordering to you? Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to U.S. addresses. You must be present to win, and your answer to the question and the number have to be the same comment for every valid entry. 10 to 120, and how important is pre-ordering to you? Yeah, I really can't relate concepts together. Won't understand why a sunrise is stunning or why smells relate to memories. It is only programmed to be what it is and do exclusively what it knows. I mean, maybe for now, but given enough training data, maybe it would figure that out. And the main reason I ask is, number one, I'm going to be posting an incoming, and I have to go through and invoice for balances, but we finally got a Kodo shipment on its way to us with, I think it's April and May releases. June still hasn't showed up yet, but the Kodo hold is definitely over at this point. But I'm debating not posting. We've had a backlog of things to list for pre-order, and I'm debating not ever listing it for pre-order and just bringing them in stock and kind of doing away with pre-orders altogether. It creates a lot of headaches for us math-wise, right? Just accounting-wise. It's very difficult because we take in cash now, but we got to pay for it later, and it skews the finances from one month to the next quite a bit. And the downside, though, is some people really want to pre-order stuff, and they don't buy that stuff if they don't have the chance to pre-order it, or they will find it somewhere else because they need a pre-order. They feel like they have to pre-order it, and so it's one of those things I've been weighing back and forth. And especially with things as, let's say, unpredictable as they have been the last few months, that is another factor kind of against pre-orders for me. Depending on what I'm ordering and if it's limited or all that. I mean, it's not a necessity, but it's nice. Depends on whether the kit likely gets stocked later in the year, how much FOMO. Certain licensed kits are very important to pre-order. If you can't guarantee it, cause more problems. Then you happen. Like, it's been very nice for certain things that we can offer and we sell out because we sell more than we predict, and then we can order more before they come in. It lets us sell more of them, but there's lots of other items that it's just a headache. Okay. So I don't strangle myself here with my headphone cord. We're gonna wash some parts. Let's do this. We'll do it this way. This I've definitely never done on stream before. See how messy this gets. I feel like people aren't pre-ordering as much as they used to in general either. I don't know if that's a general trend or not. I feel like people were crazy about pre-ordering some months back. We haven't offered Bandai pre-orders for a long time because they don't tell us what's coming until it's coming. Mecha Warehouse didn't offer pre-orders. It would not impact me. I'd keep buying from you. Appreciate that. That's not mayonnaise. What type of container is that? This is a ice cream container. Blue Bunny Premium Mint Chocolate Chip at that. Nice plastic container. I like these for like Sculptamold too because they have some flex to them and you can crack the dried Sculptamold and clean it out afterwards if you want to clean out after your project. The only time I actually pre-order was for the Panzer Liger. I feel like Zoids are probably the main thing that will hurt us on. I'm going to do if it's going to be something I know is going to sell quick. Otherwise, you can mostly get what you want without pre-ordering. Yeah, I feel like Zoids is the one that typically outperforms what we think, and we've been lucky to be able to order more as we go. We might have to just recalibrate our ordering. I think we will in general. Trying to correlate order research numbers to actual sales in this new environment, but I don't think that's anything really super new. Sale photo kit and pre-order, but I'm not in a rush to get it in. Hoping to have stuff come in from our other main distributor that we offer pre-order stuff from. Trying to get that list. Supposedly some stuff's in motion as well, but they've been dragging their feet on giving me the information. For Kodo, it's getting harder to secure pre-orders against the official shop with bonus items with pre-orders. That might be true as well. There's certain things, definitely like some of the girl kits, we just don't get enough numbers on to justify offering them for pre-order, and that's only going to get worse, I feel like, with a direct solution for that stuff. So, I don't know what that looks like long term. Shows estimated US arrival in August, so that probably won't be delayed from what it would have been, would be my guess. Okay, so need more space, I think, but we'll make this work. We'll call time in about 2 minutes, and we'll see if we have a winner for this backup prize. I like with Bandai, that growing trend towards those two not offering consolidation shipping might offer a way for shops to compete. People don't care for the bonus items, but want to get multiple things together that come out in the same month. That might be true. just putting parts on sticks. It is so satisfying. It's true. I like the organization of it. I've been using some old business cards for organization purposes, and I write the steps that need to be done. I keep them stacked in the right order, and I'll slip them into the side here, and so I'll be able to check for a given batch of parts what colors are coming up next, you know. So these will get one that says prime, and then one that says, you know, gray, green, dark gray, green, whatever that color is that I use for this these particular parts for this build. And then with gloss coat and the panel line, the decal, etc. And that way, as I go through the steps, I can organize what needs what. Great idea. I have a ton of old business cards. Yeah, I had a bunch from my consulting business back in the day. And I just, you know, turn them over and write stuff on the back. And for especially the ones, the colors I use all the time, since I paint all the time, but the colors I use consistently, I just have multiple cards with those colors written on them. They're like matte coat, gloss coat, panel line, decal, etc. And so I just keep them kind of organized and access them when I need them. It's kind of handy. The main downside to doing this whole washing parts thing is no matter how good I feel like I dry them, I feel like I still need to give them at least a few days to air dry out. Almost done with these. Oh, I think I can use that. Imagine a hand air blower might work out as long as it doesn't blow too much dust onto them. Yeah, I mean, I could even use the airbrush to blow some air. That can be a decent option, but I feel like it's hard to get all the way in, especially parts that have like deep recesses and stuff. You just don't want that moisture coming back out later at the wrong time. Okay, time is called. Let's draw this number. What's the range? 10 to 120 for one of the backup prizes. Number 20. I don't think there's any 20s. Lots of 20s on the screen though with all the dates and stuff, so the search is coming up with a ton of things. But I'll let you guys confirm if that's the case. We will draw again in a bit. I think it's ordered a 30-minute fantasy kit. So if you want, you can throw my coin in with it, so you don't have to cover shipping the coin if it's doable. So the coins won't be here for at least a month. It's like a month from when we formally place the order, which won't happen probably until sometime this week, since it's Saturday. So once we place that, they'll come through. We typically, historically, have not allowed people, especially during the initial ordering period, ship their coins with other stuff. I'm trying to think out ways we could do it. One of the main reasons is the logistics of all the coins. We typically pack all the coin orders before shipping them, because if we find an error, you get to the 98th coin order and the coin number you're looking for isn't there because somebody misread a coin, got dyslexic and swapped 2 digits or something like that, that we can try to diagnose and fix the problem before they have left. We've got a pretty good record with that. Ideally, there's no issues, but we're all human, and things do happen from time to time. And so I don't know if we would pre-pack like a packet if we knew it was going to go in an order, and then we would be able to include it in an order. I'm working out if there's a way we could do that, because there's some advantages in terms of saving cost. There's some advantages in terms of safety. We try not to put coins in pouches anymore, because we had coins get stolen a couple times, and I think the feeling of the coin in a pouch, you can kind of feel it from the outside. So it's easier or better to put it in a box and pad it well so they don't shake around, and it's harder to tell that it's a coin in there, because people, I think, are expecting it to be bullion or something more valuable. But once they open it, they're going to take it, How do we order these coins? So they're Discord only. The ordering period technically ended last night. If you're on the Discord, if you missed out, they were in the announcement channel. We are ordering slightly more coins than were ordered, so we have a few spares in case there is an issue, like a coin gets lost in shipping or something like that. If you're on the Discord and you didn't get a coin, you missed a million announcements I made, or you joined afterwards or whatever, once all the other coins are out and have had enough time to get there where we feel confident that we don't have a whole ton missing in the mail somewhere, we will likely make those available for sale afterwards, the handful of spares. So if you're on the Discord and you missed out for some reason, keep an eye out for those announcements. This is, but not the way the thief might want, right? I know we had one, I think somebody ordered like 3 or 4 coins a few years back and they disappeared. We actually had an interesting story where one year somebody found the pack of coins and then contacted us. They looked us up from the design of the coin, and we were able to get them shipped back and then sent to the rightful recipient. Kind of called dibs on one of the spares. We're not necessarily doing a waiting list or anything yet, but I'll keep an eye out. I'll think about that. Maybe I'll start one. We'll see. Send me, are you on the Discord? Send me a DM. I might be able to. Send me a DM and then I'll think about it tonight and I'll get you an answer. It's crazy, glad they're fine. Yeah, it's good. I wish the other ones were lost. I feel like if somebody should have, like a alert set up for eBay or something for Mecha Warehouse and coin keywords. So if anybody were to try and sell them or something, that we would be able to find them and maybe recover them somehow. I don't know how we'd recover them. Go for some street justice there. You know what? I feel like use the seller tab and use your nipper throwing skills. Like, see the address of the seller, and if it doesn't line up with the order forms. Yeah, right. Like, you probably figure out. Like, we do have. I do have record of every coin sold. Not to say that one could be sold on the secondary market at some point. But I don't know. Could you press charges over that? Call the police department? I guess probably not, because I feel like if you could, then it'd be easier to go after fraudsters online too. If you want the emergency room with the mark. Officially, it's just a joke, right? It's like the other one, we had an issue, I think it was like 2020 or 2021. It was actually a stream. We had multiple people attempt to claim the prize that clearly weren't the right person. So we had like 3 people attempt to claim the same prize one stream. I don't know if we had a whole bunch of extra people show up or whatever. And like I was able to track down because the shipping addresses, like one was like a pawn shop or something somewhere. And at the time I thought it would be hilarious to film a vlog where you go out to hand deliver the prize and then, you know, gotcha them on camera, but thought better of it. Probably not the best idea. Should have mailed them a picture of the prize. That would have been funny. I'm always worried about that. That is why whenever I win, I send an email out right away. Yeah, I mean, we've got a pretty low incidence of that. So unless we have a high incidence of the right winner forgetting to request their prize, coupled with a high incidence of someone else trying to claim those prizes, like we have a pretty good track record. That, and a lot of our winners are already like members of the community. They're already customers, so it makes it easier too, because you kind of know who people are, so to speak. All right, we should get this final backup prize draw going. All right, let's do a number from 10 to 40 and answer the question: have you ever entered a Gunpla or model competition? In person, online, doesn't matter. So again, have you entered a Gunpla or model competition? Number from 10 to 40. Remember, 1 number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only shipped US addresses. You must be present to win. Enter answer the question and the number. Have to be the same comment for the about entry. To 40. Have you entered a Gunpla or model contest? Yes, the redacted ones. Right on. Nice. I have a kit in mind. I have a plan in mind for, yes, any mech. Nice. Maybe someday I'll be able to do that again. I have a plan loosely in mind for a redacted 3, and I would love to do it, but we're definitely not ready to yet. Mostly because I'm still kind of losing my mind from time to time with too many things to do. My stuff was good enough for that? No, sir. I think you should try competing regardless of whether you think your work is good or not. You'll learn so much in trying. It's a great way to get feedback. You could ask, the judges usually for pointers, or other participants for that matter, and it could be a great way to just engage with other people in the hobby, even if you've got no chance at winning. And it's not like there's some contests like in-person stuff like IPMS, there's a a small cost in terms of like an entry fee or something, but other than that it's relatively inexpensive to do. Want to go to another anime? I look forward to seeing what Redacted 3 is going to be when you're ready to launch it. Yeah, I really want to. I'm not sure when it will be. I need to cross some more of these longer term things off my list. And figure out who I would use for judges. In the past, it's been members of our staff. We don't have quite as many people, so I feel like I would need to bring in some outside help. So to figure out what that's going to look like. Okay. A couple more sticks here. I need more time though. That is for sure. I'm close to having the vlog from ODO back in February ready. Hopefully be able to publish that. If not this week, then maybe next week. Hopefully. I gotta do a second pass on edits on a couple things. Get this off here. Drain paint on plastic machine clear conch. It's giving me an excuse to actually knuckle down, finish a diorama, and branch out with more non-Gunpla stuff. Nice. I feel like contests can be good for things like that. Like good excuse to try stuff, do stuff you normally wouldn't. Good excuse to just go for it. All right. Desk is cleared off. Well, that project fit very neatly into my time. I wonder if I should do a couple more parts on this. Maybe I will. I think next stream I might shift back and work on the snap build. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Okay. C 3 and 4. So I went to snap four pieces tonight. and then I'll call time. We'll draw a winner, or we won't. And then we'll call it a night. Dude, IPMS showing won the Gundam and Best of Show Sci-Fi with a Gundam diorama. That's cool. I feel like that's pretty rare. Not because Gundam builders don't deserve it, but because a lot of IPMS shows are dominated by traditional modelers that don't understand Gundam stuff. Well, it seems like it's getting better overall, I'd say. From the sounds of it, IPMS Nationals this year is going to be somewhat Gundam friendly, which is good. I'm going to try to stop by for at least a day for IPMS Nationals this year. Down in Virginia Beach area, not terribly far from where ODO is. I imagine I'll see a lot of that crew there. Anybody pick up anything new and exciting lately, kit-wise? Like I haven't added anything to my backlog in at least a couple months. Maybe it's been longer than that. We have a bunch of Thunderbolt kits. What was the question and number range? The question was, have you ever participated in Gunpla or model building competition? And the number range is 10 to 30. Bunch of 30-minute fantasy and an HGB kit. G-Quacks for a gun the other week. Cool. HG Police Zaku, nice. Kind of like the Police Zaku design from G-Quacks. Super Rogue Wars Gun Leon. First kit I bought in a month. The Wish for Mercury kits I got from y'all, nice. Same here. Call the Crossbone Burkaz, nice. One more piece. Oh, one more edge on this piece, then one more piece. And then time. And then winners. Or no winners. Since it's a backup prize, it's got to be on the money. We do have a pretty small number range here. Sometimes had to reconnect, but made it to the end. That's cool. Guess you had a solid 1 bar there. I feel like when I get 1 bar, I couldn't stream anything. I feel like sometimes I can't stream stuff with like 3 or 4 bars. HG RX78 GTO, HG Gabflay, MG Turn A, MG Delta Plus. Bandad Restock, MG, Brazil type. Which type? I'm assuming that's a typo with the dash. Right, so these are just going to go together. And then connect in. That way. Type C, gotcha. All right, well, made some progress on that, I guess. I have to think through what I'm doing for the stream next week. All right, let's call time. Let's see if we have a winner. All right, 10 to 40 is the range. 26. I don't see a 26. You guys want to confirm? cares? All right. Well, since it's a backup prize, we will save it for next time, and that'll be the end of this stream tonight. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching. Hope you had a good time. Thank you for bearing with me as I did paint prep, and I think maybe next week we'll snap some more of this kit. Maybe we'll see. So anyway, see you guys next time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and otherwise have a